Hey, Alpha here, and welcome again to another episode. This is the ABT Coaching Bloom series. Yes, I'm excited as always, and today it's another special episode, and the topic itself makes a lot of sense to me, and these are things that we need to talk about as humans. And I have someone who is very special again to me. I've known this person for for a few months, and he's very talented. Okay, but before I start, let me introduce Mustafa. Mustafa, say hello to the viewers.
Um,
Mustafa, can you hear?
yeah, I'm having some breakage in the network. Can you come
Okay, say
again,
hello to
please?
the viewers. Say hello to
Hello.
the
Hi,
viewers.
everyone. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Great. Mustafa, welcome again to my platform, which is the EBT Coaching Bloom
Yes,
series.
sir.
And it has been amazing. It has been a long journey, but there have been some ups and downs, and I've
Mhm.
enjoyed it. Now, let's start with you. Tell us about yourself, Mustafa.
First off, my name is Mustafa Karim Dauda, and I'm 24, and I'm a Sierra Leonean, obviously. Um, well, basically, I'm a humble soul. I'm a friendly one. I am I can say I'm spiritual to a large extent, and I'm a Muslim by religion. I am a Mende by tribe, and I am born to a nuclear family that I love so much. So in a nutshell, that's Mustafa Karim Nauda for the first reason of it. So yeah,
That's one. That's a wonderful one. I didn't know that you're from a nuclear family and you're from the south, right?
yeah, I'm from the
Ah,
south.
great.
Bopakwa to
Ah,
be
that-
specific.
that's good. That's good. That's good. So, Mustafa, let's start the ball rolling. And today's topic is a very interesting one: changing narratives. Okay, and I know that what you're doing now is part of that those thoughts that people have, and it has stayed with us for like a long time. So let's start with you. Let's start with your humble beginning as a kid. Where did it all started for you?
It all started somewhat 24 years ago. And I was, as I said earlier, I was born to a nuclear family, a mom and a dad, and I have two sisters, two siblings. The drive started as a young kid, and obviously, I said I was born in Bo. So at some point after the Civil War, we relocated to Freetown and we stayed around the central part of Freetown. Congo to be specific. I can say my childhood was really fun and exciting because I had a family that was and is still supportive of me. And my dad is someone who I admire the most, and he has been part of my life ever since. And my mom is like my best friend. So my childhood, basically, I can say made Mustafa Karim Dauda because it was full of love, and obviously it was full of the religious part of it because I'm a Muslim, as I said earlier on, and most of the orientation that I had, made me, in terms of trying to decide on decipher what is good and what is bad and how to live a humble life. So my childhood was very great, and one that I am very proud of. So
Uh,
basically, yeah, that has been my beginning and my background.
I, I agree with you. That's why you said I wanted to say something before you ended that one. Um, uh, it's wonderful, because I can resonate to that one. For me, while I was growing up, it was it was so interesting because um, you have this feeling that this narrative that you have to look up to your parents.
Yeah,
You believe in your parents. They serve as your role model. And you coming from a nuclear family, I can understand that one. But there are some narratives, okay, wherein guys or boys, men, you should not cry, okay, when bad things happen to you. You should
yeah,
be tough, okay. That's what grown up. We realize that being vulnerable It's part of the process. It
Yes, sure, sure.
it makes so much sense that when something bad happens to you, then you show emotions, the two emotions,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
let those bad feelings out. So, what will you say about that particular narrative when you're going on?
But basically, I'm not a believer of that because a greater part of my childhood was I spent it with my mom because my dad was actually out of the country working with the UN. So, quote unquote, in our local language, we say "mommy's boy." So, my mom taught me that in order for you to rise, you need to accept the situation that you are in that you need to fall before you rise. So, that narrative that as boys you should not cry, it doesn't make sense for me because um, you need to appreciate the situation that you are in and accept it. And only when you accept, then you can use it as a stepping stone to move forward. So my mother told me that you need to cry, feel emotion, but learn from it so that it don't repeat itself. So basically, I'm not a believer of the narrative that boys don't cry, and it doesn't make sense for me personally.
Thank you very much. And to the viewers out there watching on the YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook,
Yeah,
you can drop your comments. You can ask questions about this topic. Like I said, this topic is very interesting because these are things that we need to talk about in societies, and because there are so many distractions now in the world, and with COVID and everything, it makes it tough on us. So
yeah.
we have to create our own narrative. That's what I believe in. Okay. So Mustafa, what was your motivation to go through your life challenges so far?
My motivation, my biggest motivation is my mom. Let me tell you a little bit about my mom. She's a team by tribe and a strong woman that I appreciate so much. Earlier on, I mentioned that my dad, worked with the UN, so greater part of my childhood, he was out of the country, on this peacekeeping mission and whatnot. So my mom, I could say, single-handedly raised us, and she's a teacher, a civil servant, and in this part of the world, what you earn as a civil servant is meager, is small, but at that particular point in time, we used to cry, "Oh, mom, you're not getting us this, you're not getting us that." But now we appreciate the sacrifices she made back then because growing up and learning that it's not that easy to provide for you even to take care of yourself is a problem, talk less of you taking care of several people. And my mom was actually running the home. So my mom, to answer your question, my mom is my biggest motivation because when I look at her and I see that looking at the different challenges she went through, and now she's still here, and we are here, and you talking to Mustafa Karim Dauda live on YouTube or on Facebook, it means that she did a very great job. She accomplished it, and she surmounted above all her challenges. So my biggest motivation in life is my mom. If she could do it and she's still doing it, I can do whatever. I can do it. So yeah, that has been my motivation.
That's a good motivation talk there, man.
Yeah,
I love you, mommy. If you're watching, your son, he must be proud by now. Wow.
yeah,
Most of your story with that of mine are like identical because me too. I believe in my parents. They are my role models, my mom and my dad. Okay, and for me, I look up to them, and still today I still do, and it makes so much sense. If
yeah,
I'm doing this, what I'm doing today, what I love, is because of them. I remember my dad like giving me this tough love, and I was mad when I was growing up. Like, why is
that's
this for
how
me?
African dads are. That's how
Exactly,
African.
exactly. Exactly.
They love you, but you can't feel it until you reach a certain age, and then you will be able to appreciate the type of love they show you. I I learned that the hard way. That's how
That's
African
good.
dad.
That's good. That's good. And it's so interesting though because I can feel what you've gone through, and it makes you so beautiful. So now, Mustafa, now that you are motivated by your mom, which is
Yeah.
so incredible. How did you discover your purpose? of this life, and you go into your career so far, and other things that you do in your life. How do you discover that purpose?
I think I discovered my niche in life as a result of fervent prayer. I said earlier on that I'm a spiritual person. There is one thing I want to share with viewers out there is that there is nothing, like absolutely nothing that I've prayed for that I haven't got in life. Like there is nothing absolutely. So I think discovering myself has been depending on the relationship I have with the Almighty. Because when I speak to Him, I speak to a friend, I speak to a father. So technically, as soon as I pray, then I have, that inner desire, that inner feeling to move, then I think I will go in that direction. Let me just give you a quick story here. When I attended the Sierra Leone Grammar School, okay, so I went to the backyard, the Sierra Leone Grammar School, and my dream was to become an accountant. But what happened was like, at that particular point in time, a big kudos to Mr. Kiwande Lachite. Is someone who looks at the student, looks at his result and say, okay, no, in as much as you want to go in this direction, but don't you think you should go in this direction? So at that particular point in time, I wanted to enter into the business stream, and he stood firm and said, no. If you look at your, he told Mr. Kiwande Lachite told my mom that if you look at your son's results, he will do very well in the arts. So at that particular point, I was so sad. At that particular point, I was like, oh God, why am I'm not chasing my career? Having all these thoughts as a young boy. But later on in life, I can say that I blessed the day God made that decision for me not to go into the businesses, but rather into the arts. So in a nutshell, my not has been with the Almighty. He has been my strength, and he has been my sense of direction.
Man, Mustafa, I'll raise my hands up, man, on this one. You said it all, and that's so special. If you're out there and you're thinking about being motivated by someone, a young guy, just look at Mustafa. And I'm so moved now with what you have just said. Okay, I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good. I'm really enjoying it. Now let's take some comments because I've seen some comments on YouTube.
Okay.
Abu Bakar Keita said, "A father tough love might probably be the right love for any man growing up."
Yeah.
Abu Bakar, I agree with you on that one.
I
Okay, I
agree.
agree.
I agree. I agree. I
Thank
agree.
you. And he said again, having a conviction that God is with you on something is a different type of motivation. It's just backing you up on what you just said,
Yeah.
and that's so wonderful. Okay, so talk about the love of the Almighty. I had a strong belief that it works in mysterious ways.
Too.
Uh, but you see youth struggle, okay, especially in Sierra Leone
Yeah.
when they want to realize their career pathways. Mustafa, you've been through the ins and outs of this particular phase. What are some of their best advice you will share on this platform?
Whew, that's a tough one. I'll make it short. Okay. If you're young and you're out there, I need you to do two things: have a dream and chase it, no matter what. You know, one thing that I've realized over the years is that for young folks out there, all young folks out there, they're very brilliant. They have brilliant minds. They think of stuff. They have it. They perceive it in their mind. But where the problem lies is putting it into effect. That's where the problem lies. When you have privileged conversation with young folks like my friends, and they will say, oh, I have this idea, I have this idea, I have this idea. But then if you look, let's say 5 years from him or her telling you about the idea, you don't see him or her doing anything to chase the ideas or the dreams he or she has in her mind. So technically, I used to tell my friends that you hear the fine ideas, the fine thoughts, the fine plans, and the mathematics that is required, which is sacrifice for them to achieve the goal, it's not there. For some strange reasons, for young folks out there, they don't follow their dreams. So I'm saying that for my advice to youth out there will be, if you have a dream, chase it no matter what. Let nothing stop you. You should chase it because obviously just have it in your mind that it will be tough. As soon as you have it in your mind that it will be tough, then you've overcome, let's say, 90% of your challenges because you've already accepted and acknowledged that there are challenges. It is only left with you now to see how best you can surmount, those challenges. So yes, that would be my advice to you out there.
Mustafa, where have you been? Man, trust me, the way you're like going on with this particular interview is
I've,
it's
I've been
amazing.
I've been in Freetown.
That's
I've
good.
been
And
I've
let's
been in
take some
Freetown, Sierra Leone.
let's take some comment before we continue the interview. And that is coming from Susu George. He said like great work guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. Then there is this another comment from Maya Matarali. He says like well done son. So
I I think that's my aunt.
well, Auntie, your boy is doing very well, and it's been impressive so far. And then Mark said, "You got this." So yeah, that's like. So the thing is, viewers are like accepting what you just said because these are things that people struggle. Okay, and that's leads me to my next question. Wherein you are in the process to become a lawyer. Okay,
Inshallah. Inshallah.
now you'll be. I'll have been involved with that one. What are some of the benefits it has brought into your life so far?
Firstly, it has given me confidence, and I think the whole essence about me or creating the platform has been one that is surrounded by the fact that I am confident enough to take a move or make a step. That's the biggest thing, trying or preparing myself to become a lawyer. It has given me that confidence, and it has also raised my self-esteem. Secondly, it has broadened my circle. It has broadened my knowledge. Before now, I used to be the kid next door, but reading law has broadened my knowledge with regards how to relate with people, with regards pending issues in society, with regards to issues that are pertinent to society. At first, I just when I, well, let me just say at first when I watch TV, I just watch movies, um, um, music videos and the rest. But now I want to know what's going on, and it is as a result of me, going through the course, the LLB program. So conclusively, that has helped me greatly, you know, as with regards to building my confidence, with regards to broadening my circle, my horizon, and generally, giving me a different view with regards to how I see life and issues surrounding me.
Mustafa, man, I'll give it to you again. You're that good. You're good. Trust me, I'm impressed. Okay. And this brings me to my next question, which is a very good one because you can agree with me that multitasking is something the youth struggle with, and even older guys they struggle with it.
Yeah.
Now, how do you multitask in our environment, Sierra Leone? Okay, we have so many distraction like
Mhm.
negativity, and all the things that will come your way that will make you give up on your dream. So how do you multitask? Going through your platform thing and then doing your LLB.
Firstly, I will take you back. It has been God, and that's central to everything I do. It has been God. And secondly, it comes down to a very principle which which is a problem to many youths in Sierra Leone: self-discipline. That's a huge topic, self-discipline, because as youth, or you as a young guy coming up, if you don't have self-discipline, you cannot achieve anything in life. For those of my friends out there who are watching right now, they know me as as the crazy type, as the fun type, as someone who from the face of you, as someone who doesn't take life seriously. I just want to give you a story here. When I was in the Sierra Leone Grammar School, I was I was the most playful student in class. I was. If you see me, you think that I am taking the last position in class. But honestly, I'm not bragging. I used to be in the first five. But as soon as you see me, my looks are deceiving. What is the point that I want to make here? I knew what I wanted. I will play in class, but when a teacher is in class, I concentrate. And when I get home, I don't sleep. I work. I work and I work. One of my friends will say, and I look at like, oh Sam, you dey deceive people. That's me. You know, I'm the type of person who will go to a party, the previous day and write to an exam the next day. Because why? It is not, I don't see examination as an event. I see it as a process wherein you just prepare the day before the exam. No. If I let's say for example, if I know that I'll be writing to an exam, let's say today is Thursday, right? Let's say on a Monday, huh? I'll do my readings. I'll read on Friday. I'll read on Saturday, and get myself together. So let's say if I'm going out on Sunday, it will not affect my studies because I have my plans. Okay. So self-discipline as a whole is something that you need to have. If you don't have it, trust me, you cannot make it in life because it is that will promote you to the next level.
This has been an interesting interview and an interesting talk, though. But let's take some comments. There are random comments here, so we'll go through them very quickly.
Okay.
And C CS spoke said you're doing great, man, and these are good vibes, though. And
Yeah.
then Victor said smart talk. Victor, thank you very much. And then also we have Nigerian John. We keep doing great, Mustafa, and that's lovely. Then you have William Cocker who said, "Keep pushing, bro. Sky's your limit." He's talking to you.
Yeah.
There are a
Thank
lot of
you.
comments here. So I don't just want to go through them faster so we can continue. Then
Okay.
this one to the top, bro. It's wonderful. Then you have a wonderful guy here who said, "Say I don't love." He's, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
then
you.
you have then you have Marvin Nicole. Marvin, see you. Thank you very much as well. Then there is an interesting comment here that says, "God will see you too. Keep pushing. You are doing great." Okay, that's one I
Thank
believe
you.
too.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll move by that one. Then you have Marvin again talking about you, so which is good. Then you have Anna just uploading you. Then you have some familiar and new faces in town. One of them is like Tio, way to Mustafa, self discipline is key. Okay. Then you have Zube. I'm enjoying myself listening to you guys. Thank you very much, Zube. It's been wonderful so far. So, with multitasking, what you just said is top notch. Trust me, you need self discipline because if you are to go through life, if you're not self disciplined, you will lose focus. Okay, and self discipline help you to maintain that focus. So I agree with you 100%. Now, let's talk about your platform as a company. Okay,
Yeah.
you are
Break that.
young. You are young. Okay, you're 24 years old. Now, someone out there will look at you and say, "He's so young, and we are living in a very challenging environment." Make no mistake. Okay, so what has been your challenge in creating a platform as a company?
Ah, there are so many. Oh. But let me there, even my age is a challenge. Even my age is a challenge. So there are so many. Well, let me try to summarize them by order of importance. Firstly, funding. It is my I would say my biggest challenge because setting up a company like the platform, it needs funding, and for now we my team and I are like running on our own pockets. But hopefully, I know that with time, we will have enough funds to do whatever we are intending to do. And the second challenge facing the platform now, it's also very important, and it's tied down to something that I said earlier. There is one thing that bugs me is that young Sierra Leoneans, young boys, young guys, I mean like us in the 20s, we are I would say we are misplacing our priorities in that in that let's say for example, Wizkid is having a show, or let's say Odrizi Lake is having something online, and links are distributed. Huh? You will see young folks like us rushing, flooding the gates in order to see what is happening on Wizkid's page, what is happening on, let's use our local artist there, Dizzy Leaks page and whatnot. For now, as soon as it has something to do with formality, then it becomes a problem. Trust me, And the it's I would say, because for me, I see everything as a motivation. I would say it's a good thing for me because I'm facing the reality of life and I'm facing it with a positive mindset. Okay. You will see people, young folks, flooding the gates, and they will not read the content that will be sent, they will just follow. But now, let's say, for example, my platform that I'm trying to build, I will send you a link, and which has a piece that I already prepared by or that was prepared by my team, and then it will have a short note describing what the platform is all about. Could you believe that some people still ask me, what is what is really the platform about? I'm like, really? Haven't you even gone through what I've sent you? And some situations you have them say, send me the link. I mean, like, the link is already there. You just have to read. So, give or take, young folks like us don't are not interested in, let's say, educative things. You know, and it brings me to the conclusion that most of us are in school because we have no choice. It is clear, because if you're in school because you really want to be in school, trust me, you will do everything within your power to develop yourself. So that is also a problem. You send people links, you talk to them, you tell them about the platform, they don't even go to your page. But if it's risky, if it's Grizzly, you will see them online waiting for hours for them to know what's on Miskid's page and whatnot. So that also has been a challenge. And also, well, this is more like an internal challenge. It has to do with administration. Before now, I don't have any, like, as a profound, view with regards to taking care of, administering, a whole company, or being in charge of a whole company. So for now, I would say I'm learning on the job. So I have to manage people. At first, the moment I told my friends about the idea, they were okay. They were like, "Oh, Mustafa, it's a very good idea and all." But that's where it stops. Okay. Now put in the required work for you to have the required, well, let's say the presumed result that we had in our heads is a problem. You have to call them. But I know we are young, we're guiding ourselves. You have to call and say, oh, what are you doing? We need to go you have a segment that is going on today. Have you researched on this work? So give and take, these are basically, I would say there are other challenges though, but these are like the main ones, especially the one that has to do with the interest of young folks with regards to educative content. It's really, really bad. It's really, really sad to see, us that are referred to as the next generation thinkers or whatnot are not really, really interested in developing themselves, but rather just in entertainment and whatnot. It's really sad, but I hope, this platform will help them to know that you need to sacrifice now for you to develop yourself. If you don't do it, no one can do it for you. Nobody. So basically, that has been my main challenges.
Thank you very much for that one, and I will add to that one. What I believe is this: when I started this whole journey, my coaching and creating the platform for me to to be a true entrepreneur, I faced challenges, and one of the challenges I faced that within my circle, people looked down on me, and while I was going through my schooling, people provoked me so much, but I never gave up because I knew that there's something in me that people need to see. I knew that there's something in me that will help so many people out there. Now it's paying dividends. Now the thing is, the universe through the Almighty, it has a way of doing things. It will never give you something on a bit of gold just like that. It will test you because so many people have tried, just like what you're doing now. They've tried and they've failed and they've given up. So the universe will test you, okay? It will continue to test you until you show that resilience, like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna go through it. So thank you very much for sharing that thought. And for on the side of Sierra Leoneans, we don't support each other. That's so clear. And that's has been the narrative. But the good thing is we are talking about it now. And we are on the verge of changing those narratives.
Changing, yeah,
When I
changing
started
those
this
narratives.
whole thing, there was no funds, just like you, but I never gave up. I can remember like when I started doing my life, I was like thinking about so many other things, but it never like stopped me for doing what I want to do. So that I'm enjoying it, and it has been fun. And you are here, and we are celebrating this particular situation. So it's loving, and there's nothing that no nothing stop you. Okay, don't allow it because you. This is just the starting, and you will do
It's
very
just
well
the
in the future.
beginning. Trust me, it's just the beginning.
Exactly. So, my next question would be: how do you embrace change in Sierra Leone?
Holistically, I can say, Sierra Leone has a big problem. For me, I think that problem is because youths, I mean young folks, are not interested in issues that are affecting them. Honestly, I'll give you a simple scenario. Hmm? In any issue that is not backed up by youth, trust me, it will fail. Trust me. Just I can't delve into that deeply, but I'm just giving a brief summary of it. As young folks, with regards to the way things are moving, we need to take a center stage. Because the moment any policy is influenced by young folks, I mean, it's obvious we are the majority. We are underestimating the power that we have in our hands. So technically, what I'm saying is this. Personally, I'm saying that if we're embracing the change that is coming, or that is also already evident in Sierra Leone, us, I mean young folks like us, you and I, we need to take these issues seriously. I mean, you just can't leave it to the older folks and say, oh, let them just do what they want. You have to, because your views are very, very important. Hence, the platform Sierra Leone Limited. So basically, I'm embracing change. I would say I'm embracing change by creating that platform for young folks to discuss issues that are affecting them. So yeah, that's how
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm making the change.
Thank you. Let's take some comments. There are a few
Okay.
here. And, this big man friend said, "Push more, bro." That's he's talking to you. It's some of your fans. This is wonderful. And then Jibril is talking about progress. Thank you very much, Jibril. Then Kita is talking about self-discipline. It's very key, really a key factor moving forward. I agree. Okay, I agree. And but before we go to the proceed to the last question, this has been an interesting interview. Okay, a very interactive one,
Yes,
and
sir.
we've passed time, but I'll let it pass. I'll let it slide. It's lovely. What I want to add is about this us embracing change. You know, sometimes it's really difficult when you are like in an environment where we are so glued to the narratives. What are these
Mhm.
narratives? People will ask, okay? These are like common narratives that is happening everywhere in the world. Like you're entitled to go to school. It's a must, which I agree
Yeah,
is a good thing to be educated. Now, from that point, that lies the problem. You are expected to find a job.
yeah,
Okay? When you're in that
mhm,
job, you stay in that job, then you find a partner. If you can, raise your family.
yeah.
And doing that one, you stay in that job until you retire and become a
Yeah.
pensioner. That's why I have a problem with. Okay, and I have a difficult conversation last year with my dad, and it was a good one though. Okay, even though it was difficult, because my dad is like the old school, like he believe in like working hard, like raising family, then keep
Mhm.
doing that work. I get that one because that's from the industrial age. But now you are living in the information age, wherein there are endless opportunities. You just need to sleep one night, wake up in the morning, then you see an opportunity. You
Yeah.
just need to grab them. Okay. So for me, you should change the narrative from you being educated and not finding job. It's not about the job. Just like what
Yeah.
you're doing. You're doing multitasking. Now you're going through your LLB thing and you want to become a lawyer. Yet that doesn't stop you to become an entrepreneur.
I entrepreneur. Sure.
Yes. And you're doing very well. Okay. So to end it all, what is your end notes to others who are struggling to be successful?
Mm. It's very, very simple. Just like I said earlier, um, if you have a dream, don't let anything stop you. Chase that dream. There are challenges, obviously, but the only thing that will help you to overcome those challenges is you having that self confidence and accepting that the challenges are there. And one other thing again I want to make clear here is that procrastination is killing your dream. Oh, I'll do it in the next hour. Oh, I'll do it the next day. Oh, I'll do it next. You'll continue procrastinating until the time comes, and you obviously find out that you haven't done it yet. So quit procrastinating. If you have the willpower to do it now, you should do it. And that was what I did with the platform Sierra Limited. I had the idea. I was like, I should do it. I went, a step further. I told my friends, I was like, Sam, I do register this company in our local. Like, I'm going to register it as a company. I'm like, really? In fact, somebody told me that you can't. You're so young to have a company. I'm like, really? Do you have age bracket? Do you think that you have attained a certain age for you to have a company? So that was what I did. I did not procrastinate. I did not leave it in my head, say, okay, let me wait until I become a lawyer and then I should start this thing. It should start now. It should start now. So basically, for young folks struggling out there, if you have a dream, please follow that dream. And when you're following it, don't let anything stop you. Because at the end of the day, you will reap the benefits of your labor. Honestly, it is that simple. Just work towards what you believe in, and always, always, always be open to suggestions. You don't know it all. You will never know it all. You know, when currently I'm running the platform. Obviously, I've launched on all social media platform, and I was so amazed the amount of suggestions that comes in every single day that we send out our content. You have someone say, "Oh, okay, I don't think this is correct. I don't think this is." You accept all of them, and it makes you a better person. Don't be arrogant. And for me, I believe that if someone advises you, it means they really love you and they want you to push. Trust me, if someone does not care, means that person does not like you and that person does not want to see you move forward or grow in life. So basically, for those of you out there struggling with your dreams, just follow it. It is simple. And also keep the right circle, obviously, the ones that are close by. You need to have people that are thinking in the same direction as you are. And I personally, you need to give me a little bit of amount of time. Personally, for me, I usually say this: if I'm not benefiting from you positively, I don't think you should be around me. We can play, we can laugh, we can party, but if you're not giving, if I'm not benefiting from you positively, trust me, you can't be my friend. You will be there with the notion that you're my friend, obviously, because we are talking, but in actual sense, you're not my friend because I know the pathway that I have chosen is not similar to yours. So we'll just be there chatting. So basically, just follow your dreams, and obviously you pray and it will happen. So yeah, that would be my advice. And before we go, because I know we're almost coming to the end, I need to advertise a little bit about my platform. Obviously,
Go ahead, go ahead, man. Go
um,
ahead.
the platform Sierra Leone Limited is uh, a content or project which has various facets. It's ongoing, it's a process. But for now, I would say it is made up of a team, a very strong team that you guys should watch out for. A young team that is made up of different mindset of young people who are willing to change Sierra Leone. And also, I from our memorandum of association, there is one quote that I want to share with you guys, that it is not how much you've accumulated knowledge, it is how much you can use that knowledge to impact society. And that has been key to central to the platform Sierra Leone Limited, and that is what has driven us this far. And I know that will take us very, very far. It is not how much you've learned, it is not how much you've accumulated knowledge, but how much you can transform that to impact society. That's where the success lies. So the platform is young, the platform is fresh. Um, we are on Facebook, the platform Sierra Leone Limited. We're on Twitter, the same platform _Sierra Leone Limited, and we're on Instagram, the platform Sierra Leone Limited. On all social media handles, basically, we're targeting our young folks. And we have, for now, we have a daily, segment that are going on. Let me just give you a brief rundown before the time finishes. On Monday, we have, content coming in for news. On Tuesday, we have a section that I name Random Thoughts, where we try to give out positive vibes to young folks. And also, it might be rhetorical questions. It might be issues that are pending or that are affecting youth. And on Wednesday again, we have our news coming up. And on Thursday, it's my own segment that I love so much, which I we call Poetry Thursday, wherein we are showcasing young Sierra Leonean poets. Sorry, it's very, very fascinating. You have young folks who have written so much, but they don't have the platform which I am giving them for them for their work to be, to be seen and be heard by Sierra Leone and the world at large. So basically, you guys should follow us, obviously, on all social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Just follow us and keep the conversation going. I mean, we are all young folks. Let's talk, okay? So I will stop at that point and hand it over to you.
I'll make you a promise. Okay. Before season one ends, our ABC coaching club series, I will invite you again. And the reason why I'm going to
Thank you.
invite you, it'll
Thank
be
you.
to
I'm
like
home.
to track your progress and see
Yeah.
how far you've gone. Okay.
Thank
And
you.
before
I'll be
I can see the zeal, and that's good. That's good. You have the passion, and I love it. Before we end today's episode, let us go through some like some opinions from people. This one keeps Baban keeps saying like keep moving farm. Okay. Thank you very much. Then
thank
this guy Mix said, "No man is fit to command another that cannot command himself. Being disciplined is the foundation to happy life and self-control." Well, hands up. I agree. Okay. Then you have um, Christopher that said, "Big move, enjoyer." It's talking about you, so that's
okay.
good. Then there's an interesting comment here from Abaka M. Kita. Basically, you're saying that you're embracing change and creating a platform. It's your own way of keeping people, especially youth, updated with issues that concern them. That is very smart move, Mustafa. So
Thank you.
they're not agreeing with you. So it's the same for me. So it's wonderful. It's too young. Then Billy Kisu says that keep soaring high MKD. Now,
Thank
I appreciate me and Mustafa appreciate all the comments that you guys have made. It's wonderful. But before
Mhm.
you sign up from the program, please subscribe to the channel and
Yeah.
hit that like button. It will be good for Mustafa as well and also for
Yeah.
my platform. Now, Mustafa, I didn't want to say ask you for anything again, but this last question is like to count it all before we end today's episode.
Okay.
What's your take about coaching in Sierra Leone? What kind of impact do you think it will create in the long run in Sierra
Massive, massive impact. You're coaching me now. And
Leone?
yeah, you are. And the one thing I want to share with you personally is that I never knew about a life coach, the idea of a life coach before now. It is when we had the conversation and I was like I researched and I came to the conclusion that so you can really coach someone's life for him to become a better person. And I think most of us young folks need that because yes, the home is the bedrock of training the child, but there comes a time when the child moves out and he needs direction. And I believe that the thing you self coaching is doing and what you're doing is very, very, very important to the lives of Sierra Leonean or even older folks. Because as human, you always need that you need restraint. You don't need to do everything as you think or as you feel like doing. You need to be guided as to how you're doing things. So in a nutshell, I think that coaching is a very, very important thing. It's very, very integral to the life of youth. It's very, very integral to the lives of ordinary Sierra Leoneans. And I think your life should be followed, or you know, and I think also you should be doing this frequently. Doing it frequently. And one suggestion I want to make here on the live is that try to bring it down physically. For us, the concentration level online is not too great. So let's bring the talk down to one-on-one contact. I think you make more impact. But in the whole, I raise my hands as you always say, and I doff my hat to you. Coaching is being a personal coach is very, 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 very important and to help change the narrative as our topic says for a better Sierra Leone. So yes, kudos.
Thank you very much, and guys, we have come to the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for all the viewers, and
Mm,
thank you again, Mustafa, for coming on to accepting the invitation and making it possible to have
Thank
this
you,
discussion.
sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
And on that note, guys, see you next week. And take care. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye, guys.